The number of COVID-19 cases continues to rise globally and right here in Guyana. Therefore, we encourage everyone to practice social distancing. Wear a mask if you have to leave your homes and wash your hands thoroughly and frequently as we all strive to stop the spread of the virus. Welcome to InfoHub for Friday, July 3. Thanks for joining us. Phase 2 of the 6-phase plan to reopen Guyana commences today with specific measures outlined for hinterland regions as dictated by the National COVID-19 Task Force. Here's our first report.
For Phase 2, all allowances and measures in Phase 1 will be maintained, and additionally, the manufacturing sector, public sector construction, and medical schools will be permitted to operate during the non-curfew hours. However, the NCTF has outlined strict measures for communities in the hinterland regions. These are: no person shall travel in or out of the areas during the period of 3rd of July 2020 to the 16th of July 2020 without the authorization of the Minister of Public Health. Every person shall wear a mask fitted to cover the nose and mouth of the person when in public. Gatherings shall not exceed 5 persons, and a physical distance of 6 feet between persons shall apply to those gatherings. All mining operations shall cease. All homes and public places, including shops, landing, means of transportation, and conveyances, shall be sanitized. The NCTF also stipulates that every employer or operator of a business is required to ensure proper sanitation facilities are in place and COVID-19 measures are adhered to by both patrons and employees. The order also notes that the Ministry of Public Health may conduct tests on any person living in the hinterland for the coronavirus as they see fit. The Guyana Police Force is also tasked with ensuring these measures are enforced. In the meantime, all Guyanese are encouraged to continue to adhere to the guidelines set out. For the full gazetted order, please visit our website dpi.gov.gy. For InfoHub, Stacey Carmichael.
The Ministry of Public Health earlier today confirmed the country's 14th COVID-19 death, a 34-year-old man who passed away at the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation. Delicia Haynes has the details.
Mohammed Abdul Khan, 34 years old of Bartica in Region 7, is the 14th person to have succumbed to COVID-19 complications. He died on Thursday, July 2 at the Georgetown Public Hospital. Khan was a patient of the COVID-19 ICU since June 23. This week, 2 persons died as a result of COVID-19. The Ministry of Public Health continues to remind the citizenry that this is a deadly disease and persons, especially in Regions 1 and 7, should do all that is necessary to avoid contracting the disease. Deputy Chief Medical Officer Dr. Karen Gordon-Boyle has extended that call.
I am pleading with you to stop and spare a thought not only for your safety, but for that of your family, neighbors, and residents in the communities. You need to cooperate fully with the Compliance Division of the Ministry of Natural Resources, the Civil Defense Commission, the Army, and the police, who will be working collaboratively with the Ministry of Public Health to contain the spread of this fatal disease in your communities.
As of July 2, the total number of confirmed cases in Guyana stood at 250. 119 of these are active cases. New cases recorded within the last 2 weeks emanated from Regions 1 and 7. For InfoHub, Delicia Haynes.
Dr. Ralph Gonzalez, the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, earlier today officially took up the chairmanship of CARICOM, pledging to work to ensure a more sufficient air transport system to serve the sub-region. Dr. Gonzalez is also chair of the region's transportation portfolio in the CARICOM quasi-cabinet, hopes to achieve a reliable and sustainable service that is also reasonably priced. Meanwhile, the outgoing CARICOM chair, Barbados' Prime Minister Maya Motley, praised the work of CARICOM agencies, such as its implementing agency for crime and security, impacts, and its public health agency, CARPA. Motley urged financial assistance for these institutions, which she says serve the region well. Motley also noted the recent period in the region has been tense, with democratic elections being held in several countries, but noted that the region will stand strong, with CARICOM always lending support to its member states. A virtual handover ceremony was held for the CARICOM chairmanship due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The long-awaited Grade 6 assessment, or NGSA, has concluded, and students are relieved. Kellon Rover spoke with some of the pupils following exams. Let's take a look.
Some 14,730 candidates were registered to sit the NGSA at 395 centers across Guyana. Among them were Malachi Taylor and Akila Johnner of North Georgetown Primary School. The duo is now breathing a sigh of relief upon completing their exams and are confident that the time invested will bring great success.
Some questions were difficult, some were easy, but overall, it was a great test. Well, I wake up early in the morning, I study, and in the night I study before I go to bed. I do good.
Describing the assessment as a little difficult, Stanley Thomas, also of North Georgetown Primary, is positive of achieving placement at Queen's College.
It was just a little hard for me. I would like to wish everybody that they get top school like me and get good grades.
Easy was the word used by Davian Diabru to describe the NGSA.
To be honest, I expect the questions to be hard, and I was nervous at first, but when I entered the exam room, I noticed that it was very easy, and I wasn't nervous anymore.
InfoHub also caught up with Lyndon Freeman and Joanna McIntosh of St. Margaret's Primary.
It was okay, a little challenging, but okay. It was good.
Which subject was challenging?
Science. It was pretty hard.
On Wednesday, the students wrote science and English language, and on Thursday, mathematics and social studies. With the current COVID-19 pandemic, the pupils and teachers were all subjected to strict guidelines by the Ministry of Education to ensure they were protected from the coronavirus. All candidates were required to wear their face masks and wash their hands thoroughly upon entering the school compound, after which they were screened before proceeding to the exam center. Furthermore, several education officials were dispatched to the various districts to ensure that the candidates adhere and comply with the Examination Order 73 of 2020. Education Minister the Honorable Dr. Nicolette Henry is thankful that everyone observed the gazetted guidelines during the two-day engagement. For InfoHub, I am Kellon Rover.
More news after this short break. Stay with us.
The COVID-19 pandemic has had a devastating effect on communities all across Guyana. Many households and individuals now find themselves in need of public assistance. The government of Guyana will be assisting the most vulnerable. Those eligible to apply for this assistance are as follows. Individuals and/or households who are currently benefiting from public assistance provided by the Ministry of Social Protection. Individuals and/or households who applied for public assistance and are awaiting a response from the Ministry of Social Protection. Individuals and/or households who suffered a loss of income due to COVID-19, and households headed by senior citizens or persons with disabilities. Application forms can be downloaded from the Ministry of Social Protection's website at www.mosp.gov.gy or government.gy/eform/241. For further information, please call these numbers. We are in this together. This is a message from the Government of Guyana. We are here to serve you.
Recently appointed Chief of Staff for the GDF, Brigadier Godfrey Best, is urging troops to display a high level of professionalism during this time. Details from Isaiah Braffett.
Making his first address to the troops virtually, the Chief of Staff urged his troops to be resilient.
Now more than ever, given the current political, economic, and social factor, and at a time when no country is immune from the COVID-19 pandemic, we must strive for excellence, show strength, resilience, and extraordinary high level of professionalism in the execution of our duty.
With 250 confirmed cases and 14 deaths, COVID-19 is taking a toll on Guyana. Coupled with that is the country's inconclusive elections, which has been ongoing for over 4 months and is currently before the Caribbean Court of Justice. Taking all those elements into consideration, the Chief of Staff urged his troops not to compromise their integrity.
We are the guardians of the country's national patrimony. I urge you to continue to be alert and not compromise your integrity and professionalism. avoid deviant behaviors that will bring this organization into disrepute.
Training will continue to build the capacity and skill set of ranks of the Guyana Defense Force. He charged the troops to be abreast with the current situation in Guyana, remain professional, and be prepared at all times. He pointed out that as a leader of the GDF, he will work towards ensuring the force is able to achieve its mandate of protecting Guyana's territory and ensuring its safety. He also implored the troops to maintain the values of the Guyana Defense Force, which are duty, discipline, identity, integrity, and loyalty. Isaiah Prophet for InfoHub.
Upon the resumption of regular international air travel, commercial flights may see a reduction in ticket prices. This is according to Director General of the Guyana Civil Aviation Authority, Lieutenant Colonel retired Egbert Field. More in this report.
Maybe they took their numbers up a little because I'm the only game in town. And people want to come back here. People want to leave. So with that one airline, it's like a monopoly for that period.
With new airlines coming on stream upon the reopening of the country's airspace, the Director General believes travel costs will dip as competition increases.
But as soon as we begin the commercial schedule, which should be next month, we'll have Eastern on the run, you'll have American back in, you have Caribbean. I think the competition will help in leveling off the prices. There will not be the amount of passengers wanting to fly initially because of the measures which are in place. You have to get a COVID test, and when you get there, it's isolation. So I think airlines will be competing for the few passengers and will definitely be offering good rates.
While the second phase of the blueprint for the reopening of the country's airports to international travel is set for August 1, the National COVID-19 Task Force will continue to grant limited repatriation flights for stranded Guyanese, diplomats, and foreign workers. For InfoHub, Stacey Carmichael.
The Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs today donated a large number of food hampers to the Civil Defense Commission. This is to support relief efforts to residents of Santa Rosa in Region 1. Santa Rosa is set to undergo a total lockdown to help contain the spread of the coronavirus there. At the handing over ceremony hosted at the National Gymnasium, Minister within the Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs, the Honorable Garida Lowe, said that this donation will assist those in vulnerable communities who will be unable to stockpile supplies during this time. Do remember to do your part to ensure that you do not put yourself at risk during this time. If you have a cough, fever, or difficulty breathing, please seek medical care early, but call those hotline numbers first. That's all for today. Connect with us on our social media platforms, including WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, as we bring you the latest and important news related to COVID-19 and much more. You can also subscribe to our website, dpi.gov.gy. Your Brit Report is up next. Goodbye for now.